What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Yokai Delinquents podcast. I am Sean, bearded Cappolitan,
And I'm Jerry Robotinku Smith.
and today we have a special guest with us. We have the one, the only, Nathan Mobley. Nathan, why don't you introduce yourself?
What is up, everybody? I am the one and the only. You will never find somebody as interesting as me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually fairly boring. What's up, everybody?
And we wanted to
How's it going?
we wanted to bring Nathan on because I've known you now at least over a year or so, and we've had many interests. You have a great podcast, and great personality. Been wanting to. We've been trying to get this put together for a little while with the free time of the world always difficult. But
Oh my god. Work schedules, all of that crap, just getting in the way.
oh, absolutely. I barely made it today actually, but we're gonna get this going, and as is our tradition with guests on our show, all of two guests now. You have the honor of the first topic. So Nathan, what do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? Oh, shoot. I, what we've already been talking about for at least a little bit now, like One Piece. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'm just now for those who listen and all this kind of stuff, you guys have probably already like been watching it. You guys are already catching up on the latest episode. I'm on season 3. I am literally on episode 171 of 500,373 episodes
Which
and counting.
yeah, so which going by season 3, that's the Skype arc, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So you're in a as we had mentioned before. Like for those who don't know, One Piece. I know me and Jerry brought it up in some of the earlier episodes, of course. But just again, another quick refresher. Just the largest, most popular, most arguably one of the most important anime to ever come out of Japan, and especially in Japan. Maybe not as much love here, although there's still a huge fan base. And yeah, so I know Nathan, you've been messaging me back and forth as you've been going through the series. I've actually shared some shots of that, just showing Jerry because where One Piece brought us together as it tends like shipmates. One Piece just draws everyone.
It's like that scene from Starship Troopers, where they're going through and it's like I'm doing my part, and you just gotta keep spreading it, like a virus until everyone's in it, and that's all they're talking about.
Oh, it's actually funny because not just Sean, but my homeboy Brandon has really been talking to me about One Piece, and he started One Piece around the same time I did, but he didn't. I've taken a couple of breaks. He's not taking any breaks. The dude's already like way past me. He's like episode 800 something.
Oh wow. Well,
He's making no time.
oh yeah, well, there's nothing wrong. I mean, that's the beauty of One Piece to me is that you can do like an arc and take a little break because I mean, for some people, especially with that many episodes, it can be daunting for people to when they hear about 800. I think they're in the early 900s in the anime. We're very close to 1,000 manga chapters, and so that can be daunting. So and we tell people like we had our friend Craig. Yeah, he marathoned it too. No, but he was I think he was reading it more than watching. But like so yeah, I mean there's so much to it. So I guess we'll go ahead and get like I said we want to talk One Piece like and you're definitely the new to it. It's all fresh. Like what are you loving about it? What's keeping you interested?
Honestly, what's keeping me interested is something that it's okay. So One Piece is known to be part of the quote unquote big three:
Yeah.
Naruto, One Piece, and Dragon Ball. And obviously, everybody likes Dragon Ball for the reasons that they like Dragon Ball and they like
Oh, I'm
Naruto.
sorry, I haven't heard of those other two. What were they? They sound like forgotten series that have like, long since passed.
And just like that, lost viewership, canceled sponsorships.
The-
He said, what about God forbid you say anything about. God forbid you say there's somebody that can beat Goku.
Oh yeah.
But no, no. So like, what's really got me is I'm digging the character development.
Yeah.
I don't when it comes to anime, I don't jump into every anime like everybody does. I don't like, when everybody started watching shows like Sword Art Online, Attack on Titan, um, My Hero Academia, and stuff like that. I was rewatching I was rewatching Inuyasha for like the third time. Like I have my animes that I'm really comfortable in, and it took forever for my friend to convince me to even give One Punch Man a try. And I've watched season 1. I haven't started season 2, but I've watched season 1, and it was really great. One Piece was just one of those. Um, I wasn't interested in it at the time, like whenever it started on 4Kids.
Which is for the best.
Yeah, I know. The dreaded 4Kids dub.
Right.
Gotta go.
Hey, look. If we could give 4Kids credit for anything, the intros that they do are actually really great.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Especially like the new metal vibe they were going for with the Dragon Ball GT.
Right.
Oh Lord. Less said about GT, the better.
Right. But like, so I saw a few episodes. It didn't really stick out to me. It wasn't very interesting. I thought, I mean, it was like, pirates, that's kind of cool, but really not something that I see myself like going absolutely nuts about. And it wasn't until like my little brother came home from like his friend's house, and he had brought like the first 3 manga of One Piece. And I sat down and I read it, and I was like, wow, this is actually really great. So I was going to start reading the manga. And then I never got around to it. It was really hard to find it in the physical format, and I was just too lazy to take the 20-second minimum of clicks and typing to go onto a website to read it. So I just never did. And then, I don't know, one day I was like, I need to watch some anime. I just don't know what to watch. I don't want to watch something that I've already watched. A friend of mine was like, oh, bro, watch Bleach. And I was like, because, I mean, I've gotten all the way up to the part where Aizen leaves, after they rescue Rukia and all that.
Right.
And, I mean, it was great and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. Bleach, I guess, just isn't for me.
It was a decent stopping part, to be honest. I mean, there's still some good that came afterwards, but yeah, that's kind of where the series started to drop for me.
Yeah, it just, it was what it is. And then, like, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try to give One Piece a try. And going through the first part was, like, really great. It was refreshing. It felt like a new anime for me. It was introducing new characters very consistently. And then we get to Alabasta, and I was a little bit worried about Alabasta because I had flashbacks of whenever it was on 4Kids. And I just remember a whole bunch of walking in the desert, and I was like, God, I just don't want to deal with an entire arc that's going to be like filler. And it wasn't at all. Like, yeah, there was the episodes where they were walking,
right? But
like once they really got into Alabasta and got busy, like it was nonstop from there. And like Crocodile was a great bad guy, and it just. I was impressed, and like I'm going through Skypiea now, and me and you have talked about how it makes or breaks people. I'm finding it to be a lot better than Alabasta. Like I'm really into it. Like I'm on episode 171, right. And like I'm running dual monitors right now, and like on the other screen, I'm looking at Inaru's smug face that I just really wish I could watch.
Like,
God, I want to punch you so bad.
Yeah, that was one of the great things about so many of the early villains is you're like, oh, this guy's gonna get fucking beat down. Like, I cannot wait.
That's how I felt about Bellamy. That's how I felt about Bellamy. I was like, I cannot wait until Luffy finally just gives him everything that he deserves.
Oh yeah, he got too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he did it to him. The best part was he did it to himself. He because he was going so fast that all Luffy had to do was stick out his hand.
yeah. Sean sent me your response to that. I was like, yep.
Oh, dude, yeah, but like you were saying though, like One Piece, and what I try to tell people, because there is a lot of downtime as far as if you're looking for action in One Piece, but the world building, the characters that have the character arcs, the relationships that people have within the party and within the people who they meet, it's more of a journey manga, I would say, than necessarily an action manga. I mean, it's a true adventure story, and I think that kind of. Yeah. I think some people don't appreciate that, and I get that. Like, especially like you mentioned, we talked about Dragon Ball earlier. People who only really watch those all fighting Dragon Ball, even now the newer God of High School, you're not going to get a lot of enjoyment out of One Piece because, when the fights go, they go.
They want that action 24/7. And I got to admit, somebody who primarily enjoys shonen manga in that format where it's just constant action and good fight scenes and all that kind of stuff, it is refreshing. It is refreshing to watch One Piece because it does give me that feel of, we're going to give you those really great fight scenes.
Yeah.
But we want you to sit down and also enjoy the ride. And I feel like as far as writing goes, it's really excellent. And even and we might be entering debate territory when I say this, but
that's okay.
I find the dub to be very satisfying, which is not in this day and age where dubs have just not been really great and have dropped the ball in several animes, including My Hero Academia and all that. The dub for One Piece is very enjoyable.
No, the One Piece dub, the newest version, the one that's on Netflix, is one I've also been trying to push to people. Like, hey, if subtitles are a problem, the One Piece dub that they have now is excellent. And a standout for me in there is not only Luffy's voice is spot on to the Japanese, like in the inflections and the kind of the raspiness. Buggy the Clown, his voice actor is just phenomenal. I mean, it sounds like the Japanese speaking in English.
I love him. I love Buggy's voice actor to pieces. He voices like so many different characters.
Yeah.
Whenever I first heard him, I was like, "Oh my god, it's Baby from Dragon Ball GT." Sorry, I know we're trying not to talk about GT, but
that's all right. We can talk about bad anime too.
If I can interject, one of the things that I really like that a lot of shonen anime try to do all the time it's really refreshing with One Piece is they'll do a power level system,
Right.
And One Piece is not super oh, you have a Super Saiyan, but then Super Saiyan's 2 stronger and SS3 stronger than that, and how they have the different levels and Bankais and everything and Bleach and stuff like that. One Piece is very dependent on growth. The characters literally any character that has any kind of latent ability, devil fruit ability, whatever, they can make whatever they want of that.
Right.
For the longest time, I just kind of shrugged One Piece off because of how ridiculous it was whenever I watched it in the 4Kids days, which didn't really last really long. I think I stuck around with it for the most part because of Zoro's character was so badass back then. But yeah, just Luffy's made of rubber, and that was stupid. That was so stupid, and it should not be as cool as it is. And Yeah, it took me forever to get into the series, and by the time I did, I don't want to like give any spoilers for the arc, but they were around the 500 episode mark or so.
Right.
And I had just come back from a convention, and a friend just kept talking about it. I saw a bunch of cosplayers, and like I shit you not, in July to like mid-August, I got completely caught up and then started reading the manga. Like just completely consumed it.
Right.
And just never slowed down on it really.
Oh yeah, I mean once. Go ahead.
Yeah, I really like the natural character development.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't, like, we're not dealing with like characters that, like, one thing that really turns me off for some animes is just like, characters that like start off naturally OP. Like,
right.
That was one thing that like I really didn't care for about Sword Art Online. There's plenty that I don't care for about Sword Art Online. But one of the things was like, was just like Kirito's character is just like, he starts off like already just OP. Like, why, bro? Like, give me some development. Make me have you like have scenes where like you're about to die or something like that. And like with One Piece, it's actually really great because I've witnessed Luffy almost die countless times, and he's the main character. I've witnessed Zoro almost dying, and he's my favorite character. Sean, I don't know if Sean has sent you any cosplay pictures.
No, I have not.
But I'm over here cosplaying like time skip Zoro, and I'm not even there yet. So like, but he's my favorite character. Period. And like, I'm watching this, and I'm watching these characters like have these issues and have these troubles, and I'm just absolutely all for it because it's just like, man, this is good character development. This is good storytelling. And everybody, of course, everybody in One Piece also has to have like just the most heartbreaking backstories.
Oh yeah. Just you wait. And that's kind of one of the great things about it, is it's kind of like this like, silly kind of like, what the fuck series with like really like deep undertones, and like it'll like really grip you, like everything that happened in Arlong Park almost, like that entire arc. I usually can see if anyone's going to stick with the series after they get to that and finish it.
Arlong Park was really, it was very gripping. Nami's story was really gripping.
Yeah.
But Drum Island had me in tears. Sean will vouch for that. Like, Tony Chopper's story, like, I was just like absolutely bawling like a little baby about Chopper. And I even went as far to tell Sean, I was like, if something bad ever happens to Chopper, I'm quitting.
yeah. Just stopping.
It's true.
Just the other night, like, Chopper was getting attacked by Shura, or no, not getting attacked by Shura, but being used as bait by Usopp. And I was just like, how dare he?
Oh no! I mean, Chopper is the precious boy in the crew. I think everyone's like that. When Chopper gets sad or hurt, we all feel it for Chopper for sure. But
I would die for him.
Something I've talked about before with Jerry, and I believe on this show. But like he brought up Arlong Park, which is like one of my favorite early arcs. Just because, and of course, my favorite moment is just Nami, who, we got her tragic backstory. We've seen how tough and, independent she can be. She can handle herself, always dealing with these dangerous pirates. And just that moment and that's character growth, of where she just broke down and looked at Luffy with tears in her eyes and says, "Help me." Because like all the defenses she built up.
His hat on her head.
And the rest of the crew is sitting there ready. Let's go fuck up some shark people. You know what I mean?
Oh my god!
It's such an epic moment. I'm getting goosebumps just remembering it.
I got tears in my eyes right now thinking about it because it's just like,
it's so good.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I
That
mean,
man he puts his hat on her head, and I don't feel like a lot of people understand the significance of that. That
Right.
is that man's treasure.
Yeah.
Well, I
That is
mean,
worth more to him than like so much gold, and he put it on her head and was like, "You hold on to this."
Right.
well, to be fair, he has a bigger treasure with his crew and everything. So,
That's true.
in a way, it kind of just signifies, his
I think it was a way to
love
show.
for his crew members.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think in a way because Nathan's absolutely right. That hat is his
Mm-hmm.
world. It's that promise to Shanks. It's everything to him. And I think by putting the
Mm-hmm.
hat on Nami, because he'd been saying from the jump, he could tell she's a person he wanted on the crew. That's her navigator.
Mm-hmm.
She's worth fighting for. And he's like, you're on equal levels with my number one treasure. You know what I mean? Like I think that's like just as important to him.
Yeah, I think it goes in line with what Jerry says. Like
Mhm.
that is the show right there that like shows that like they are his crew. That is his greatest treasure. He equals them up to that hat, and so for him to do something that big, it really just it's monumental. It's absolutely like just makes your mouth open up a little bit, like oh, like you're just like wow. And that's just really that kind of stuff right there, that kind of storytelling, that kind of thing, like everybody wants to talk about like, oh, who's got like the best friendship, like Goku and Vegeta, Naruto, Sasuke, all this kind of stuff. Nah, man, like I honestly feel like you want to see like some of the best like displays of camaraderie is like, man, freaking watch One Piece.
Absolutely.
And, like I literally like watching One Piece has given me like an idea of the people that I want in my life. I want people that ride or die in my life.
Yeah.
For real. Drew, if you're listening to this, you're one of those people, I'm telling you, but
Oh yeah, Drew's a good dude. Well, he'll be
yeah.
he'll be a future guest eventually on this show.
Oh, absolutely. You guys are gonna have a great time with him. It was actually crazy. I was at Game Point today, and I was at Game Point today, and I almost bought this new One Piece game that has come out. It's open world.
Yeah.
And I've never played a single One Piece video game. I own Battle of the Grand Line on GameCube.
Oh, I got that too.
But I've never played it. Like I own it, but I've never played it. And like now that I'm watching it, I'm kind of like, yeah, I think I might actually give it a shot. I might play it.
So let me tell you something, and I say this only my personal opinion, of course. There are no good One Piece games.
Oh no!
I mean, there's not, and hey, but everyone's got their different tastes in games. I admittedly am more of an RPG man than any kind of action platformer beat 'em up, which is what a lot of One Piece games are. So you might, I'm not saying not to try, just a heads up. I've not stuck with a single one. As much as I'm a huge fan of the franchise, I've not enjoyed any of their games. And it's sad because there's a lot of anime franchises that put out games, and honestly, it's not. That's what I mean. That's what kind of I was getting to. Is there's not a single. It's not just One Piece games. There's not very many good anime games, in my opinion.
Dragon Ball Z has had some good ones. Naruto's actually had quite a few good ones. I will vouch for, and not even like just like when I talk about Dragon Ball Z and Naruto games, I'm not even talking about like the main ones. I'm talking about some of the like the gems that like not a people like the Uzumaki Chronicles for Naruto were actually really good games.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z sagas, I've seen it on so many different lists for like the worst Dragon Ball Z games. And I'm like, you guys are tripping. That game was great.
Oh well, and again, I'm not telling you not to play them. Just kind of give you a heads up. I haven't because I don't know. It's like, and I played several. I've played damn near every single One Piece game that comes out. Cause I keep wanting to like, no, it's gonna be this time. This is gonna be the time. It's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna stick with it, and I fall off.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jerry.
No, I was just gonna say the only good anime games that I've played, and that's just because the genre works so well for it, is the Gundam games. They've just got some really, really great Gundam games out there, but I just really have not played. I mean, unless you want to count like Persona or something like that. That's like basically built around like
Well, that's
being anime.
I would say that's more like a video game that's like anime in style, not a game
Right.
based on an existing anime franchise.
Right.
But I was going to ask you, Nathan. So we know Zoro's your number one on the Straw Hat crew, and of course, that of course means number one besides Luffy, because everyone's number one will always be Luffy. Who is your
Right.
favorite non-Straw Hat character that you've encountered thus far in the series?
Uh, hmm.
I
Okay.
mean, it could be
Uh,
villain, it could be ally they rescued in one of the arcs. Just like for me, it's Buggy the Clown. He is my favorite
my
non-Straw Hat character.
least favorite right now is Princess Phoebe.
Oh, I don't think anyone really likes Vivi very much.
By God, she was apologizing and crying and apologizing and shouldering the burden and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, dadgummit! Oh God! As many times, I watch One Piece sometimes when I'm at work, and so like my coworkers, like all of a sudden out of nowhere, they'll hear me like cussing up a storm about it. But honestly, my favorite, I would have to say, the Giants of Elbath.
Oh,
Broggy and Dory.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
really. That's a Holdratini. Anyway, I'm playing. Sorry, I'm playing Pokemon while doing a podcast.
Thank you for your
ultimate-
focus and attention.
Oh no, absolutely. Love you guys. No, trust me. We're talking about stuff that that absolutely does hold my attention. So at the point, this is just more like ADHD therapy. But
No worries.
no, the Giants of Elbath though, like I loved their story. I loved the energy that they brought. I ended up going back and looking at the watching some of the episodes subbed,
Oh, okay.
and like it was really great, and like but everything that kills me every time is the laughs. just like yug 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 or yeah ba 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 ba. Like it was great. Like those guys are awesome. Like I was like, they're the kind of characters. It's like, man, I would definitely split a tankard of ale with them. Like
They do have some really great laughs.
And that's and as you probably already started to see, and you'll see even more so as it goes down the line. Oda loves his unique laughs for his characters. Everyone has one. Almost every character has one, even from like Luffy's real subtle, that little laugh that he does to like I said, to the Giants of Elbath. Which, what did you learn about the name Elbath?
then it was Fable backwards. And, like when you told me that, it blew my mind because it was something so simplistic, and it was just like, wow, like. But it's those kind of things. It's those kind of things that really like seal me in on this show, because it's just like it's. I mean, yeah, they got like the big reveals and all this kind of stuff that like blows your mind, but then it's like the little things like that you miss, and that like you told me, and I was just like sitting here like, oh, like a little child, like it just and like. It was great. Like it's great. Like the show, for anybody who's listening to this who hasn't yet watched One Piece, man, it's if anything, it's worth a shot for sure.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I mean, we constantly push the Bible of One Piece onto as many people as we can.
Oh yeah, well shoot, I'll preach the gospel with you guys. Like absolutely, like it's such a great show.
Yeah. No, it's been phenomenal, Sean. Up until where he's at in Skypiea,
Right.
other than Zoro and Buggy, who's your favorite character?
Oh man, let's see. I know, throwing me on the spot all of a sudden. Let me
Right.
hold on. Let me pull out my old man card here and go like, well, let me try to remember 1,000 episodes ago, before the dark times of Skypiea.
Oh my God.
Honestly, out of like a lot of the early characters that I really dug, I mean, Mihawk was awesome, even though he wrecked my boy. I mean, but like again, that's kind of showing what they have to grow to, which is the genius of it. This Hawkeye's Mihawk. Bon Clay.
Right off the bat, running into a warlord. Just
Yeah. But I forget what his code name was. But Bon Clay.
Mr. Two.
Mr. Two.
Yeah.
Mr. Two was awesome. I mean, just you can't. I mean, if you watch anime, you know that voice actor, and you have to love that guy, and especially in Japanese too. Like that guy does a ton of voices throughout, from anime to tokusatsu. We saw him in which series was that he was in? Jerry. He played a villain in one of them. And was it Kamen Rider or Super Sentai? I can't remember, but
shit.
But you hear his voice and it's iconic. You know that dude right off the bat.
Okay. Yeah. I'm pulling up the Google. On this.
I don't remember what series. I feel like it was a Sentai villain that he was, and I did he wait. No. It was Akiba Rangers.
Was it Akiba?
He popped up in Akiba Rangers.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
I'm trying to remember, but I know he popped out, and we've heard his voice, but I didn't know what he looked like. He just kind of walked up. As soon as he talked, if you've watched any subtitled Japanese anime, he's popped up from Hunter x Hunter to One Piece to a ton of shows, and you know it immediately
because it was like an old Showa era villain, so it was just a dude with a weird arm or whatever, and it was like, oh, that's the guy. And then it was funny because another villain showed up, and it was fucking Sanji's voice actor.
Oh yeah, that's
which
right.
was fucking just perfect.
Which is, you gotta love it when they cross over, into more of the Japan's otaku nerdism, like tokusatsu, which something we're probably gonna bring up here in a second, because I know Nathan's a huge fan of that of that tokusatsu, wouldn't you say?
What?
Okay, so the voice for Bon Clay is Kazuki Yao.
Yeah.
And his repertoire is absolutely, and he was in, as far as Toku goes, he was in Ninja Sentai Kaku Ranger as Ninja Man.
Oh, okay.
No, that's crazy. Okay, okay, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's a small world over there. That's have because
it really is.
But it had to be from his work. I mean, obviously, One Piece gets a lot of these, you'll, especially in the Japanese dub, because here in the English dub, there's only about 20 voice actors, so it's kind of easy to spot the same actor in different roles. What's his name? Steve Bloom, I think it was Spike Spiegel, and he's in a ton of other English dubs. But in Japan, it's a much bigger pool of voice actors. So when we're watching, and granted, my knowledge of Japanese language is very limited, but I'm watching an anime in Japanese, I'm like, this motherfucker sound familiar. Go to the web. Yeah. Oh, okay, he voiced it so-and-so in One Piece, or so-and-so in another anime I'm a huge fan of, so where you start picking them up. We spotted the lady that voices Luffy in Japan in a, it was that show about the two brothers that want to go to space. Was it Space Brothers?
Space Brothers, yeah. It was
there you go, I know, right?
The show about the two brothers, they want to go to space. What was the name of that one again?
Hey, sometimes
you guys are talking about the Cotton Candy Kid.
Yeah.
They went into space. Yeah, totally.
Right.
But yeah. I think the thing is in America, we do have we do have a a lesser amount of voice actors, because we have fewer media companies that do that. We've got Viz Media, we've got Funimation. Funimation obviously being the bigger one, and of course Funimation's going to use they're going to use the same voice actors for the show. Of course, in shows like One Piece, there's a lot more diversity going on, so the cast is kind of bigger.
Right.
And even when they reuse a voice actor for multiple characters, you could definitely, while you may be able to tell that it's a different or the same voice actor, it's definitely utilizing guys with really good ranges. Chris Sabat has a really great range. He can he can do the deep voice like he does for All Might or Alex Louis Armstrong.
Right.
Or he can go higher pitch like he does for Vegeta. And I think it was Chris Sabat that was Bellamy.
Okay.
I want to say, because at the same time it also sounded like the actor that did the voice for Buggy.
Um, maybe, 'cause I know the Buggy is he's done several characters in the One Piece dub. He's actually even he's the voice director for the show. So he's in charge of all the dub basically. Our
Bellamy was voiced by Justin Cook in English.
oh okay.
Justin Cook. Okay.
There you go. But I can't think of the Buggy's voice actor right now. But I was just gonna throw out to our buddy Larry Lilly if he's listening. A big thanks, one of my pride of my Buggy collection, because that's what I is the main One Piece thing that I collect is Buggy figures and all this and that. He actually went to a convention where his voice actor was at, the English voice actor, and got a signature for me from there. So it was pretty awesome.
Looks like that's Mike McFarland.
That's the name.
I'm actually currently looking at I've got a All Might, or I've got an autograph from Chris Sabat, but it's on a picture of All Might. And of course, this is before my love of One Piece.
Right.
So like, I'm kind of kicking myself because it's like, man, if I had gotten at the time, it's like it would have been a print that had Zoro on it.
Oh, but I mean, you got an All Might sign too, because we love One Piece on this show, as many know. But we also love My Hero Academia, because
I love the show. I love the show, and I'm very far behind though. Like I really am. But I hear that it's like, even in the manga, it's like really picking up. Like, even getting dark in some places.
We can't even discuss it.
Yeah, it has not slowed down.
No, like the next.
I'm really happy with that. I'm glad that
it's kind of like in that same thing with One Piece. Is usually you get that peak, but we have not hit that peak yet. It just keeps going up and up, and it's like Jesus.
The next few season, like the next season, if they do depending on which arcs. I mean, sometimes they try to squeeze in 2 arcs into one season, because they go 2 seasons in length usually. The next couple that are coming are gonna be just mind blowing for people who have not read the manga. We got some pretty huge arcs coming, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And of course, no spoiler. We don't spoil on this show, but yeah, I mean, don't have to tell people who already like the anime to keep your eye out for it. But yeah, look forward to the next season.
You's a good person.
I try.
He's a really good person, not doing no spoilers.
Yeah. Oh no, we are very, very avid of no spoilers. Not even like stuff up. Like, I stuck to a very, very strict regiment whenever I was watching One Piece, and like it's one of those things. If you just want people to experience stuff, instead of just tell them like what's gonna happen, or like who a certain character is. You don't want to like lay it out for them. You want them to be surprised and have that, genuine reaction and everything, so they can enjoy it, as much as you did.
I think at this point, Sean actually is like kind of looking forward to constantly getting messages from me about One Piece, just like, oh, I wonder where he's at, and then I message him. He's like, oh, yep, that's where he's at.
Oh yeah. No, like I always love hearing from you, but like, yeah, and because what I love about it is, other than when you have like a question or like kind of a statement, sometimes it's usually just fuck Bellamy, Luffy got him. It's just simple little like almost like it feels like reactions as he's watching, even though I know he's obviously taking time to message me, because and yeah, oh no, I love hearing the people's progress when they're catching up on a show I'm already obsessed with, and because I love hearing that, like, whether I was a part of recommending it or they just happen to finally get in it on their own. Yeah, I personally love hearing about people who like, because like, oh, I'm hundreds of episodes behind you. I'm sure you don't want to hear about the old shit. Nah, man. Let's sit down. Here's your tea. Let's talk. Let's.
Yeah. Let me re-experience this through you,
dude. And that was the thing, because like it may not have been like you directly to like influence me to like start watching it,
right?
But you were definitely one of those people that I knew I could talk to about it, because I was like, man, I don't know many people that I could talk about One Piece with, and then I was like, well, no, because Sean did the Beepo cosplay. I was like, I could talk to him. I could talk, and I probably ruined that name, but.
But like, I was gonna be nice and not say anything, but it is Beppo. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So like, yeah. But I knew Sean did that. I knew Sean did a One Piece cosplay. I was like, Well, if the dude's gonna cosplay One Piece, he obviously watches it. Like, he didn't see this gigantic anthro bear and be like, I'm gonna cosplay it. Unless this is gonna be the episode where Sean admits that he's a furry.
Yeah, he was basically like, what can I do that is very furry adjacent but not straight up furry?
I had to keep I can't dive into the pool anymore. No, actually, and not only is that, was it, like you said, doing a giant anthropomorphic bear for, obviously I'm obsessed with the show. That was my first cosplay ever. So like I dived into cosplay. Yeah, and although full acknowledgments and full credit to the amazingly talented Sarah Drew Queen Koopa cosplay. She made the head and hands for me. That's not within my skill base.
Dude, she threw that shit together in like what, a month?
I don't think even a month. Yeah. I think she did in less than a month. And she told me it was like going to be a month to get it done. It was like a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and she knocked out. And now it still holds up. And that was what, 7, 8 years ago? I think that costume was made. Like
Sarah's a beast. Sarah is an absolute beast when it comes to making cosplay. There are several cosplays that I want to eventually collab with her. She's actually going to be helping me with my Blue Ranger suit because I gotta get the gloves that came with the suit, like that came like attached to the Zentai suit. I got to get those removed and get the wrist area hemmed up.
What Blue Ranger?
Mighty Morphin. Mighty Morphin Blue Ranger. But the suit is more on par in design with Bat and the Sun and how they did their suits. I really loved how Bat and the Sun did their suits.
Yeah, it's kind of cool whenever they can take an old design like that and sort of like
make it look really fresh.
Yeah, more detailed and stuff. It's kind of like what they did with any of the old classic Spider-Man designs in the new Spider-Man game, where they kind of just added more details to like some of the more simple suits and like textures and stuff. So
yeah, it looked really like in like some of the classic comic book suits looked really great in the PS4 game. It was just it was so good. And then I'm so glad we got the wrestler outfit in that game.
Which version was it, from the Sam Raimi movie, or what did it look like?
I want to say it was closer. It was. I feel like it was kind of a nod to the Sam Raimi movie. But I wouldn't be. I don't want to come across as ignorant and say that it was.
Okay.
My knowledge of Spider-Man is definitely not as big as my knowledge of say something like Power Rangers.
Right.
Well,
why don't we take this time now to go ahead and bring it up? You have your own podcast as well. Why don't you?
I do.
Yeah, why don't you tell the good listeners about that?
Well, okay. Well, if I'm gonna do it, then I've got to do the intro. the intro voice. So it's like, give me 1 second. Let me pound the rest of this drink real quick.
He has to do it properly if he's gonna advertise.
I'm just gonna point out real quick that the wrestler suit was not the exactly like the one that they had in the Sam Raimi movie. It was tweaked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue mask with like a red line down the middle of it. Still had the red sweatshirt with the spider symbol on it and the blue sweatpants.
Okay.
So they changed it up a little bit.
It would be great though if they had like made Bonesaw like a
Bonesaw's ready.
You gotta do the Bonesaw.
You're not going nowhere. I've got you for 3 minutes. Anyway, all right. So where are we? Okay, so Toku time. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Toku time. And then I've decided that I'm going to start playing around with a soundboard. So
right.
You'll probably start hearing some cheers or maybe some boos.
So
yeah. Toku time. It's three guys. I'm not going to say four, even though there may or may not be a special announcement.
Yeah,
next
fuck that
week.
fourth person.
Well, it started off with four people, but our fourth person, he got accepted at a job that he's been trying to go, and so he had to depart from the show. And honestly, like that kind of stuff, that takes priority over a podcast any day. And anytime he ever wants to come back, he doesn't even have to ask. He can just say, "Hey, I'm going to pop in for an episode."
It's like
and
tentatively fourth person.
Right.
yeah. So right now, you know, three guys just discussing tokusatsu, and you know, that's everything from Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, Metal Heroes, Kaiju, to American Toku, which might sound weird to hear, but you know,
Blasphemous. No, I'm just kidding.
well, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, you know, it follows along the genre, which is tokusatsu has always been known as, you know, special effects, and you know, shows like Power Rangers, VR Troopers, all that is derivative of the Japanese tokusatsu shows. So we definitely would consider them toku. And I mean, we just have conversations like we're having right now. Is like we'll talk about like our favorite shows, our least favorite shows, our opinions on things, a big topic that we're looking to discuss in a future episode, not this next week's episode, but probably the one after it, is the fact that it looks like not only are they going to be rebooting the Power Rangers movie that they had made a few years back, but they're also planning on looks like they're wanting to make a TV show, and they're wanting to create a more or less a Power Rangers
MCU,
universe.
right?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and for me, as a fan of this stuff, that I have grown up with Power Rangers and all this kind of stuff, hearing about that has absolutely just made me rattle with excitement because it's just like, this is something that like old school fans like me have dreamt about. Like, oh my god, wouldn't it be as amazing if they treated a show like as iconic as Power Rangers with its own universe style thing? And here we are. They're rumors right now, but the more and more I'm seeing about it, the more and more I'm thinking this may not be rumors anymore. We may actually get this, and I can't even begin to just say that, like, oh man, I am going to be that guy that is going to spend way too much money on on stuff that he doesn't need but absolutely has to have.
Oh no, I feel it. Like if I had the capital, I would absolutely like so much more money on it. Like I've already got, and I'm working on getting like more just as it goes. It's just harder to find the further you get away from the series. Like all the stuff for fours, like Kamen Rider fours is like my jam. This is my favorite Kamen Rider series. And like I don't know, just really like the characters and the themes and all of the suits and everything, and just been working my way through it. And man, it's been an arduous journey, and I'm glad they're still coming out with stuff for it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, you know, my guy, like I can definitely give you some advice in that area.
Yeah.
Check out an app. I mean, they also have a website. It's called Mercari. It's a buying and selling app, and like you want to talk about fours, they've got so much stuff from fours that I've seen. Like people are selling it all the time. Drivers, switches, like you can find figures, all that kind of stuff. Like I mean, it's just like whatever your poison is. I mean, they
yeah.
you have it.
Yeah, I've got quite a bit right now. I think I'm just trying to finish out that Switch collection, and I've got the majority of it right now. So,
Now,
but
what I really liked though was Jerry, especially because Jerry got me into Tokusatsu more. So because I saw Mighty Morphin when I was in junior high, appreciate it for what it was. But and Jerry definitely got me more into watching the Super Sentai and Kamen Rider especially. But 3 years ago when we went to Japan, uh, Q Rangers actually debuted while we were there. And we actually caught the first few episodes while we were over there. No subtitle, no idea what's going
yeah,
on,
yeah,
but
yeah.
immediately loved it. And Jerry, you went out and you bought like the gun. You got a lot of like we went to a toy store,
Right.
and
Yeah,
Jerry
yeah.
loaded
No,
up.
Q Ranger is so great, and I want to get the changer for Q Ranger. Oh my god, Q Ranger
yeah,
is great. Like it's a bigger team than they usually go, because they usually have like 5 or 6.
Right.
The Q Rangers got at least like 8 or more, and
there's
they're doing the astrology bit, and or it's just Q Rangers. Q Rangers.
yeah. It was just phenomenal because like we first got there and I already knew that it was coming, and I'm like, holy shit, this is gonna come out while we're here. I kind of didn't like realize like you're trying to figure out like, oh, what channel is it gonna come on, what time is it gonna come on, stuff like that, and it's like surely we're not gonna be here in time for it, and they hadn't already started releasing toys, which is interesting because usually if America comes out, they're about to come out with a movie or whatever, they're going to start releasing shit as early as they can for it to get buzz and to start building up that capital. But Japan was very different. They didn't release any of the toys until the first episode aired. So like I think it was literally like one of the last weeks we were there, they finally aired the first episode of the show. And I went to the store and they had everything set up, and I was like, "Oh my god, there's so much I want here," and it was great. So I got I got the main morpher and everything. Oh my god, I'm spacing on what it's called at the moment. And then I got the orange costume was my favorite. So I got his little robot and everything. I'm like completely spacing on all of the names for all this stuff.
Wasn't his a scorpion?
Yeah,
because he was like a Scorpio of the sphere. Like mine was.
I like the Violet Dragon. That's my favorite.
I mean, I had to go with Champ. I mean, he's the pro wrestling champion of the galaxy.
Right.
Champ was my favorite.
I mean,
that's my boy. If I had the capital, I would pay for a suit that would fit me to be able to. I would cosplay Champ.
Dude, seriously, yeah, it was Sorry Orange Stinger,
yeah,
and his robot, and I was just like, yeah, I'm getting this because it comes with the thing for it, so you could put it on the transformer, and like, yeah, it was great. I was just in bliss. I was like, I'm so glad that I only packed half a bag because the rest of that bag was filled up with fucking toys by the time we left.
And wasn't there a
That would be me leaving Japan.
Dude, seriously, literally take like one whole suitcase that's just empty that you can just fill up with shit by the time you leave, because you're going to see like so many like deals and stuff like that.
I'm trying to remember what it was. Was it a belt or something too? I know it wasn't Kamen Rider because I'm pretty sure it was still that Q Rangers. But I just remember like a kid we saw outside the store had just got like something that you couldn't fit. You looked a little sad, a little forlorn.
It wasn't that I couldn't fit it. It's because we went to Osaka first, and I spent most of my money.
Oh, okay.
And I had to kind of like be choosy with my spending. And the kid got the fucking sword, and I was like just kind of looking like, man, I should have got this sword. It's great. I did get the Spectre sword from Kamen Rider Ghost though, which
yeah.
Well, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. It was. Was it a sword? Yeah, it's like a gun that turns into a sword.
Oh, you're talking about the shotgun kind of look?
Yeah. But I didn't realize it. It didn't even come with the icon for it, so I was kind of sad because that's the main piece that I really wanted.
Right. Yeah, and I've like I said, you've gotten me into a little bit, and I'm definitely the noob of the three of us here in this conversation. But like, yeah, so I really enjoy Q Rangers. I was very sad when the last report I heard said that they're not gonna bring Q Rangers over here to the West, all because the fucking Yellow Ranger is like a swordfish or something. He has a very pointy nosed helmet,
Oh,
and they said it's too dangerous for
right.
kids, so they're not going to bother with the show at all. And if nothing else, here's my thing too. Like the drivers, the morphers, all this stuff is very cool. I want action figures, and sadly,
Mhm.
most of the ones that were available there, and I haven't seen any better, are just kind of very just stiff rubber toys, like they don't really move.
Mhm.
I want like
Yeah.
the American toys are legit. I was really hoping we would get some of them because I want more
Yeah.
Champ toys. I need from that line at least.
And that's kind of the sad thing about Super Sentai as far as stuff goes, because Kamen Rider will have figure arts all day long because they have a few central characters and stuff.
Right.
But like with Super Sentai, it's kind of hard for them to do because it's like people will pick and choose, and then they'll be left with all these characters that nobody wants, which is kind of a bummer.
Right. Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
sad,
yeah, no,
sad, lonely characters.
yeah. So Nate, I have to ask, like, as far as Super Sentai goes, what's your favorite team? So,
My favorite Sentai team. Uh,
Oh, you stumped him.
oh no,
no, yeah, kind of because there's just like
there's
there's
so many.
That's got to be a
There's
tough
so many.
question when you've had a series go on since like what the '60s, '70s. There's just
yeah, the
so much to choose
'70s are
from.
freaking. There's so many. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many different.
I will say, like, for mine, most of the ones that I've watched are primarily Heisei related. Like, I haven't really watched a lot of Show era because that stuff's harder to get to, and I really haven't watched any lately, just because, like, there's no easy way to watch it. It's kind of a bummer. I wish that they would just release it on one of our streaming
No, no,
services.
no, no easy way to watch it. What,
Yeah.
what you mean is there's no like technically legal
Yeah,
Right,
way to
right.
watch it.
you have to go through
And
nefarious
that's
means.
what I want. Like, I just wanna pay a company to send me like all these like episodes of like Sentai and Kamen Rider and stuff, and like just so I can watch it. Put an app on my TV and just fucking watch a fuck ton of it, and make my girlfriend watch a lot of it with me.
I,
Um,
I honestly, I would say as far as Sentai goes, like when you say Sentai, I'm gonna take it as Sentai, not saying Sentai and Power Ranger.
right, right.
Go Kaiser.
Go Kaiser's a good one.
Because of that, I obviously like the Mega Force and Super Mega Force discussions.
Hmm.
When you do the comparison to Super Mega Force and Gokaiger, there really is no comparison. Gokaiger is just so good.
Yeah,
There's only
and,
Oh,
and
I was gonna say
and
there's only one
arguably,
problem with that.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, there's only real quick. There's only one problem when you picking Gokaiger. Do you know what that problem is? It's not the Akiba Rangers, which is clearly the best Super Sentai team.
But he picked the One Piece Rangers.
I wanted to say Akiba Rangers. I'm not even gonna lie. But Akiba Rangers is so good.
It
They,
really is.
they want to be a Super Sentai,
Yeah,
and then they have the thing where it's just like they also recognize that they're a TV show.
right.
Right.
Like, they're like, oh look, it's the information line, and like he like grabs it and he's holding onto it. And it's just like, oh my god, this is just
But
the
they're just a copy off of the Powerful Rangers in USA.
Purple Ranger. Yes.
But back to
Um,
but back to the legit one. So Gokaiger, that was the pirate one. With
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
that?
yeah.
I don't
It,
know.
it had one
Again,
of
I'm
the
the
best
noob.
robots.
Was that Captain Marvelous?
Yes, it was.
Haha! I knew I remembered something.
Look at you
I do.
go.
I know. I do remember enjoying what I did see of that one. Though. That looked like a really
I'm
fun one.
proud of this bean.
Well, guys, we are nearing our time. Again, Nathan, thank you for coming on. Is there anything you want to pimp? Any of your shows? You're a busy man. You do a lot of stuff, man. Just go ahead and throw it out there.
Oh heck. Okay. Obviously, I'm gonna talk about Toku Time real quick. You can find Toku Time on YouTube. Just go on YouTube and type in "It's Toku Time," and you'll find it on YouTube. If YouTube's not your spiel and you want to listen to your podcast like everybody else does, you can find it on. Oh shoot! You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Anchor FM. I believe we're officially on Google Podcasts now. There's like 7 or 8 different outlets that you can find the podcast on. So like whatever podcast app you use, you could probably find us on it. We're doing a part 2 of spooky Toku themed episodes next Friday, which will be the day before Halloween. It'll be the eve of Halloween. So come join us for a spooky good time. I'm also on the TikTok, as the kids call it. You can find me on TikTok by typing in Eddie Da Fox. That is EDDIDAFAWX, all one word. And you find me. My latest videos of me been screaming at you with cooking recipes. So if someone watch those videos, that's me. And really, those are my really 2 big things right now is the podcast and doing my TikToks. I don't really do much else on social media aside from advertising that kind of stuff. So there you go.
Well, right on, man. I'll definitely get those links and I'll add them in the description of the show. But I want to talk. But thank you, listeners, once again for tuning into the Yokai Delinquents. If you enjoyed what you heard, please like, comment, subscribe, and of course, the biggest thing, share the videos around. Let your friends know that there's a weird, wacky, conversational podcast out here for them to listen to. But that's going to do it for now. Nathan, again, thank you for coming. This is a lot of fun, man. We could have probably talked another hour plus on Tokusatsu alone. We're definitely going to have you come back on the show. And yeah, we'll catch y'all later.
Yeah, we're out.
Peace.
Peace. Go away. Shoot. Away.
Be gone.
Latest.